This is Audio Oasis on KEXP. I'm your host, Eva Walker, and we are in the live room with not just one of my most favorite bands of the Northwest, but of the freaking world. We're here with the Suffering F-Heads for radio purposes. We're going to go with that. Mike and Ron, we'll talk soon. Take it away.
Okay,
Badass, man.
you know who we are. And me and Mike had a little discussion about, whether to play jazz or originals, but Mike won the battle, so we'll play a couple of original songs, at least 3 out of the 4.
Yay. This
first one is called Powerfreak. I named it after somebody else, but it turned out it's named after me.
That's fucked up, huh?
Totally unconscious.
Don't worry, we'll bleep it out.
Flip. Here's one recently written by the one and only MP Mike Peterson, a legend in his own mind. I used to always say the wrong title, like Prematurely Pulling Out, but it's Prematurely Pulling Up the Bait, because Mike is an extremely avid fisherman. I've seen him fish at illegal places. I suppose I shouldn't say that. The ferry dock, it's incriminating. I think hopefully the statute of limitations, and there's no fish and game with, facial identity recognition after Mike. But,
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah? If you want a fishing buddy, call Mike. So this is called Prematurely Pulling Up the Bait. And this is written by Mike with a little bit of help for me.
Eva.
Mike!
They know each other from a long time ago. It's all quite above board.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be our next hit, but it'll be on our album. And, it's always good for landfill. But we're hoping to do compost soon, compostable. Because it's Seattle, and, we have faith that recycling is not a scam.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Suffering F-Heads on Audio Oasis on KEXP. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy you said yes. I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited for this in studio.
Thanks, man.
We have
Thanks for having
Mike,
us, man.
of course. We have Mike Peterson on the drums and Ron Weinstein on the organ and keyboard synthesizer. I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start with this. Whose idea was it for the name The Suffering F-Heads?
I believe that was me.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure why. I'm sure it was just supposed to be a joke for 1 or 2 gigs, but somehow it's probably the only good thing about the band.
I remember because I went over to your house to jam. Remember I met you and shit. And I'm like, I'll come over and we'll blow. Then all of a sudden you answer the door. Your hair's all whacked out, all crazy. And I'm like, what's going on, man? I'm a wreck, man. I feel like suffering.
Yeah.
So
I've been a wreck for many years.
That was the best. I think that's what happened,
Yeah, I met Mike because he was subbed for another band I was in where the saxophone player, who shall remain nameless, got really mad at me and stormed off for being too loud. And I've just gotten louder and more obnoxious since.
Well, speaking of that word obnoxious, you all describe your sound as obnoxious jazz for sensitive assholes. And I think that is the perfect description for this band.
We got a couple different descriptions. I know that. That was a record label cat came up with that one. That was a good one.
It's always good to have something somewhat flattering. And that's sort of the best you could say about us.
And how did you two meet?
Well, that's Mike subbed on with that saxophone player
Did
for
you meet
some
prior
other band.
to that?
I don't.
Did you know each other?
I don't even think. Did we know? Maybe we did.
I do remember. I was playing with Joe Doria. Me and him were playing at the Floyd's, and this dude kept on walking. We played like a couple Tuesdays in a row, and this dude's walking around with this beret on. It's you, and I'm going, who's this dude kind of lurking around here? Remember that, and then we met after that.
Yeah, because I was friend of Joe. I knew Joe before he played the organ, and now he's like Seattle's greatest organ player, or one of 2 or 3, and
That's right.
I can just remain envious. But I have a lot of envy, so I'm not too worried about
700 Club, man. I think that the first time we played together.
Oh, yeah, maybe the 700 Club. Any of you guys remember that?
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, yeah, no, that you were a baby at that
Endless
time. It had a very deadly cargo elevator to get this piece of furniture up and down, and we were stuck in it a couple of times and not sure it was going to hold. And eventually the building was demolished and condemned, and it had a very shaky floor and a lot of, drug dealing going on and stuff. It was kind of a scene.
Yeah.
Illegal things like iPods, mini iPods.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike, we go back. I met you when I was like 15 or 16 years old at Seattle Drum School.
Totally,
and
man.
I had this little iPod on the table, an iPod Shuffle, and Mike came in the room and picked it up and was like, what is this? And we're like, oh, it's an iPod Shuffle. He goes, oh, I was about to eat it. I thought it was a piece of gum. And since then I was like, I'm going to be this man's friend someday.
That's awesome, man.
And then a
I
friend
remember
of
that.
mine told me about you guys and said, have you ever heard of the Suffering F-Heads? I was like, no, but you got me at Suffering F-Heads.
Yeah.
So we went to the show, had no idea that Mike Peterson was in the band, and saw you guys play, blew my mind, got this gig on KEXP and was like, they're coming on the show.
Dude.
I certainly
You
had
tore
my
it up.
misgivings. We usually are like way, below radar. I don't know what that is, practically on the street, but not really. Not on the street. I've avoided that by the skin
Got some
of
new
my
cardboard,
teeth.
though.
New cardboard every couple of weeks.
Everyone is close to being home.
And can I ask how long each of you have been playing your instruments? Because,
Jeez, man.
I mean,
I don't know, over 30
You know it
years,
really
me,
well.
Probably. I'm getting worse, way worse. But
I was one of these recalcitrant children who had some piano lessons and did not practice, and then my parents made me a deal about something. I won't say what, but they said if I practiced a little, they would forgive me for something else. And so I practiced a little for a few weeks and scammed them. And then when I was younger, then when I was like 15 or 16, somebody showed me something, and I just sort of did it over and over. And I went out and got a Farfisa organ. And when I brought it to Lebanon, I tried to smuggle back 75 kilos of hash in the bass amp, and that was the start of my career. But it didn't make it, so that's
kind of
probably
organ?
a good thing, you know. And then I'd be some sort of cartel mobster if that had actually happened.
Instead of this brilliant organ player that we have now today.
no doubt,
Yeah.
man.
It's a circuitous
Badass.
route. But I got the organ used in 1968,
Oh, wow.
and I've had it since.
Nice.
It got put away for about 15 years when synthesizers first hit, and the band I was playing at the Holiday Inn, they go, "Get rid of that thing. That's old-fashioned, man. That's a drag." And then when I finally came to Seattle in '87, and I played with some band, and I was just using a toy synthesizer, and they said they found out I had one, and they insisted I bring it to the gig. So we rented a trailer, and we played it, and they go, "Okay, you have to bring that to every gig." And I was, oh no. And so we rented a trailer every week until I finally got a 1-ton Chevy van, windowless. I looked very suspicious, got stopped every time I went to Bellevue.
Every Bellevue, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We played
And
that Bellevue
you,
thing.
I mean, you lug, I've seen you unload that for shows and load it back up after shows.
Yeah,
in
we
a
do it
giant
all the time.
truck.
I'm
It's
getting tired
amazing.
of it. I'm very old. But I have a lot of help. My girlfriend, my buddy Mike, and usually some very kind people at whatever venue we might be at.
There's lifts, you can get for those things to put in the back of your truck to come out and like.
Yeah, that's on my list of things to get. And maybe, they make great imitation ones now.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
all requires proactive sensibility about life, and that was something I never developed. I'm always a little behind.
Mike, how long have you been playing the drums?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have to think about that shit. I guess I started in like 9th grade. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not young.
Yeah, no, not really, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
that's-
don't know, like 35 years or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm sort of regretting
know.
sitting here doing the interview. I wish I would have came and sat next to you on the organ and did this interview. Let's just start over, you guys.
Yeah,
Start
that's a
everything
cool
over.
idea, man.
Man,
Hell yeah.
Next time.
next time.
Oh yeah.
There'll be a next time.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I want to put this idea out on the air because I think the public should hold us to this.
Yeah.
So, this is going to sound weird. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. So, I was taking a bath one day, and I was listening to some music, like some organ music, and I was just like taking the bubble bath, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, like I'm just chilling, listening to music, and just whatever, having fun with the bubbles. I could charge people for this. And so I thought that maybe the Suffering F-Heads and myself, we should do some kind of show like that.
That is badass.
I'll just take a bubble bath on stage, you guys jam, and we'll just make a whole thing of it.
All
And
right,
we'll
man.
charge people like $20.
That's
Clawfoot.
killer.
It's got to be clawfoot tub.
Clawfoot
And
tub.
we've
Yeah.
been thinking of ways to keep it heated, so
Yes.
either something under the tub, but then we also thought of perhaps one of those fish tank heaters, like for one of those
and then it can just go into the bottom.
100-gallon tanks.
Yeah.
They're perfectly safe, no danger of electrocution.
Yeah.
And,
The gig is July 4th, by the way.
yeah. So we'll celebrate. So that is in
You
the
gotta set
works.
up.
That's going to be one of the biggest shows.
Yeah, let's hold
Of our
us to
lifetime.
this, everyone. Mom, you
Yeah.
don't have to come to this show.
We need the tub
Yeah, donate a tub, please.
and the place.
The tub store, donate a tub.
Yeah.
Because then Eva's gonna play. She's gonna play a set, and then me and Ron are gonna be in 2 bathtubs. Like,
Yeah,
doing
Yeah.
it's
the
gonna
same
be
thing.
Me and
great.
Mike will be in
We could charge
separate
more than
bathtubs.
Yeah.
Let's reiterate that part.
Dylan gets mad.
We could charge way more than $20 for this, by the way.
That's bad.
Everyone listening thinks this is a joke, but this is actually in the works.
It's
Yeah?
rad.
This
It's
is true.
I
hilarious,
introduced
man.
this as an idea on air, but we were actually talking about, me and Ron were talking about this months ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
long time
We
ago.
revisited this and we told Mike about it just in the green room like
Yeah.
10 minutes ago. We're like, why haven't we done this yet? So hold this to this public. You can email me,
Yeah.
ask when it's happening.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, let's get into some more music, y'all. This is Audio Oasis on KEXP. I'm your host, Eva Walker, with the Suffering F-Heads.
Yay!
They got 2 more songs for us. Let's do it.
Finally, we'll get to play a song that's not an original. That probably makes more sense. But we'll do our best to not make sense out of it. And this is one of Thelonious Monk's biggest hits called Round Midnight. So here it is.
Thank you.
more.
Okay, here's our biggest hit. It's called Bar Slut. You know who you are out there. It's another original song, so that one's actually already on our album. You can find that on, I don't know, iTunes, something like that, Spotify. And am I supposed to say, I can tell you where we're playing. We play second Tuesday of the month at Jupiter and third Wednesday of the month at Parliament Tavern in West Seattle. So that's I've taken many lessons in promotion, and that's what I got out of it. So come see us. Please keep us alive. We're, without anybody coming to see us, we're always in danger of being fired, which is pretty constant. But we're still going.
Amen, man.
And I'm pretty old, as you can tell.
What's up?
I guess you can't tell how old I am from the radio, but there's some video, I think, eventually.
He's old, brother.
You might want to think twice before you watch any of me.
Man, I was old. Dude, Noah was old, man. Yeah. 908, man. So who's this song about you?
No. This one is not about me. It's the other one.
guys.
Well, I hope those
It's
last
still
two
going. This is
songs
the middle
weren't too
part.
much alike. I realized that after we were done, they both had like, you know,
They
sort
were
of the
wonderful.
Same sort of synth jam,
My face hurts from smiling.
which I like to do.
Oh, holy man, the VR company's gonna be calling you up.
This is Audio Oasis on KEXP. This has been the Suffering F-Heads. Ron Weinstein on organ, Mike Peterson on the drums. Thank you so much for saying yes to this and being here.
You're more than welcome, and to
Thanks
all
so
my
much,
friends out there who don't like this band, F you.
You can catch the Suffering F-Heads every second Tuesday of every month at Jupiter Bar and every third Wednesday of the month at Parliament Tavern. And the next one is February 19th, 9 p.m. Check it out. This is what's happening here, y'all. This is we are so lucky in Washington, in Seattle, to have y'all based here. This is...
I wouldn't go that
We're
far.
definitely not. We're not in New York.
They don't endorse themselves. I do it for them.
And we say 9 o'clock, but Mike is always late, so 9:30 is what it's more like.
Get there early and help Ron with the organ.
Yeah,
yeah,
help!
yeah.
I need help.
This is Audio Oasis, KEXP, listener-powered radio. I'm Eva Walker. You guys, we gotta get a tub.
Oh my god, I got this badass freaking. I got a roller we can roll it on.
Discover new music at listenerpoweredkexp.org.